Hi, my name is Mandolin Royal, and I wanted to talk about what's in the bottom of this wheelbarrow. This is peat moss bedding that came out of a chicken pen. It's probably about 4 inches deep in there, barely filling the wheelbarrow. And this is exciting because historically we were using straw. We tried pine shavings, we tried a mix of pine shavings and straw, and that pretty much exhausts what's available to us, with the exception of horse stall pellets. And I tried those in a pen, and birds ate them, which is too much cellulose in their diet. And in 3 of our pens we have sand, and I love that, but it's very labor intensive and heavy. So here we're trying the peat moss out because we have to have it in our garden anyways as a soil amendment. And now with this, I can take it straight to the compost pile, let it get some age to it, then I can mix it straight into the garden from there. So let me go and get a look at the pen I just did. There was one more stall that still had straw in it, and that was this one. Got it mucked out, filled with fresh peat moss. And this is the one that's had peat moss in it for about a month now. There's only 4 birds in here. And all I did was rake it up with my cleaning fork, give a little light shake so what was in the pile, so that what was good dropped back down, what was poopy or super chunky came out into the wheelbarrow. And that tool that I use is an adapted basket type horse stall fork, and I zip tied 1/4 inch hardware cloth to it, so it gives me the rake function, so I can make a pile in the basket, so I can keep the good bedding and remove the larger debris. So based on what came out of this pen, how it still looks, and how it smells, it's not chickeny at all. And I didn't add any stall dry or sweet PDZ, none of that. So I'm pretty excited. The turkeys are going to be about due for their first pen cleaning. We'll see how much biomass comes out of there. That's what it looks like when it first goes down, nice and fluffy. But it stayed fluffy. I like that. It's a little bit dusty, but not the dustiest bedding I've ever tried. Straw can get pretty dusty too, especially as it starts to break down. But I think this is going to help reduce our biomass that we were having issues with. Deep litter still ends up with giant clean out days when you do get to it. And the straw, it introduced weed seeds into our garden, which is a problem. Some pretty aggressive, thorny weeds came from that. So we're going to give this a shot because it comes out of the bag sterile. There's a lot of benefit to that as well. The only downside is that the peat moss is not the most sustainable option because it has to be harvested out of the environment. But we haven't found anything else that'll give us the same benefits in the garden, so at least this way we're getting 2 uses from it. Now with the sand pens, when we clean that out, poop and feathers comes out and good sand stays there. But the only garden use is the nitrogen content that it picks up and the drainage aid that it can provide based on your soil type. So I'm kind of liking the idea of keeping both going. That's how much they kicked out from there. More dust than anything. These guys have been on it for a little while now and I haven't touched it. Still fluffy. So we'll see. So far, I like it just as much as I like the sand. So I think we're done getting straw, except for the pigs. We'll get it for them because they like to burrow inside of it. But this is where I'm going to move Little Miss Broody Britches. I'm going to cap this cinder block so that chicks can't fall down in there. Further baby proof this. Get her moved over. With how adamant she's been, I don't think she's gonna argue with the transition. And that's why I put this box in here too, because I can just put her on the floor for a break, move that box over, put her back in there, and she'll find it. We'll see if that'll help get her up off the nest on her own, being in that bigger space too. We'll see.